Now, I know what y'all probably thinking. Like, no, there was no major announcement that you missed. No, there was no interview. There was no sneak peek look at somebody releasing some good information. It was something really that went over everybody's head. Unless somebody's been talking about it, I haven't been seeing people talking about it. Now, this can't be considered headcanon because when you really think about the story of Two Blue Vortex, it would make sense, right? Especially with all of the talks around the death of this character, Ada. Now, you read the title, you saw the thumbnail, and it's facts. Now, without doing my due diligence, because we have a Sarada video in the works of doing my research, going on the official Naruto website and looking up information for this particular Sarada video, I'd have never come across this slight piece of information that I actually found interesting enough to make an entire video on. So without further ado, let's get to the business. Yes, sir. Ski. Now, for those of you who do not know, some of the best and for sure ways to obtain solidified information regarding both Boruto and Naruto is on the Naruto official site that has its own Boruto and Boruto 2 Blue Vortex subsection on the site itself. Now, once you actually enter the site, you have the luxury of choosing your desired language so you can navigate through the site accordingly and find out all of the information and details that you would like. On seeing all of these different things, you got different excerpts on characters, on basically fan-drawn characters sent in to Kishimoto or Ikimoto, different interviews that you can read over, different Q&As that you can read over, different announcements, different art details or poster boards that Ikimoto or Kishimoto drawn, and just anything and everything in between that comes with information, character databases, jutsu databases, and of the sort, right? So upon doing my due diligence, because spoiler alert, we have a Sarada Mangekyo Sharingan video coming up, right? And I wanted to get my source directly from like the origin for itself. And of course they have a lovely Mangekyo Sharingan or Hirume excerpt on the Naruto site as well if you want to know exactly what her ability does according to the author Ikimoto. Now, as we see here, I'm going to show you guys a different couple of shots of the website so you can get a grand idea of the different things that I'm talking about. It has different tabs that you can look on, specifically referring to Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, whether it wants to be with characters or specifically in the case that I was looking over, whether it wants to be with jutsu. And we see here, we have all different types of jutsus and explanations from Flying Raijin, the difference between Minato's and Boruto's, the comparison chart. They have a Rasengan Uzahiko explanation. They explain Ishiki, Momoshiki, even Shibai Otsutsuki. We can find excerpts, explanations on all of these different things, from omnipotence to shinjutsu to ninjutsu, the ability to beguile all humanity, which is Ada's love ability, right? We got karmas, vessels, resurrection, sakuna, hakuna, daikokuten, all of these things, their classifications, whether it be a genjutsu, a ninjutsu, or a shinjutsu itself. Now, this isn't really what stood out to me, right? So as we can see here, when we look at Sarada's Mangekyo or Hirume Jutsu, classification, ninjutsu, wielders, Sarada Uchiha, and then we keep on going down the line, right? We have Ada's love ability, which they dub officially the ability to beguile all humanity. Basically, whether you realize it or not, unwillingly, all acts from people who are under this guise of Ada act within her interests, whether they like it or not, right? Based off of their own actions because of the effects of her love ability. Jutsu, we see the wielder or wielders would be Ada. Similarly here, we have the Daikokuten Jutsu, and we have it classified as officially a Shinjutsu. We understand it's not necessarily classified as Shibai Shinjutsu, but we know that all Shinjutsu, according to, funny enough, this excerpt on the actual Naruto website that goes over Shinjutsu from the Otsutsuki are considered Shinjutsu, but some Shinjutsu from the Otsutsuki are unattainable by humans, and that's actually something very important we're going to get into here. Now, we see Shinjutsu, wielders, Ishiki, Kawaki, we go on, same thing with Uzahiko, Rasengan, all of these different classifications, and they named their wielders. But what's very, very interesting and actually warranted this entire video is here. Once we get to omnipotence, we get to the explanation, we get to all of the ins and outs of it, and we have its classification right there, Shinjutsu. And then we have its wielder/wielders, which is interesting because this would be the only jutsu in this entire TBV excerpt that says currently only insert name, right? And here we have, obviously, under omnipotence, currently only Ada, which in turn confirms that right now, for the time being in the story, the only person who has this omnipotence jutsu is Ada. But if it's going to basically take the liberty of stating that currently it's only Ada, that means somewhere down the line within the story, another user, and we already understand from Momoshiki and from the classification of Shinjutsu within this database that there are certain Shinjutsus that can only be controlled by Otsutsukis, and we have a currently only Ada under the classification wielder of the Omnipotence Shinjutsu. So it tells me that if it's not going to be another human in the guise of Ada where they get this overpowered jutsu and unable to control it, which I believe is going to be hard to, do, because we're basically going to be implementing two of the same characters within the story, I don't think it's far-fetched to say not only will we get more Otsutsuki, which is kind of more on the obvious end within the story, but another Otsutsuki being introduced within the story that has the ability to fully wield and control omnipotence. Now, going way out there, tinfoil hat theory, will this future unknown or mysterious Otsutsuki be friend or foe? Will this future or unknown mysterious second omnipotence user even be Otsutsuki? Will they have control of the jutsu itself? But most importantly, if they are friend or if they are foe, will this future Otsutsuki, or we could just dub them omnipotence user right now, will they be the one to unverse or reverse, the effects of the current omnipotence on the world, especially in the likes of the events where Ada falls and Ada dies. I've been very heavy and adamant on the idea Ada can't die. She's one of the main sources, the main origins in how to fix this entire omnipotence problem. Now, that being her dying wish can work, but me being biased as I am, Ada being one of my favorite characters in the story, I want her to stick around a little bit longer than that. Now, this confirms there will be another character that holds this jutsu, and it only basically states and heavily backs up the idea that this person will be Otsutsuki, because omnipotence falls under that classification of Shinjutsu that can only be fully wielded and fully controlled by Otsutsuki. And here we have on the official website right now, the wielders are currently only Ada. Now, if it was someone else that's already in the story, it probably would be a little hard to basically drop that big bomb reveal, but I believe they might even be introducing a brand new character, more than likely being an Otsutsuki in itself, that has the ability to control and wield omnipotence. So let me know your thoughts about this. This is actually something very interesting, and I thought, it's actually interesting enough to make a video and drop some discussions about it, some ideas and future theories, because I believe we can even go a little bit more further into this. So upon more research and due diligence, we're going to drop some more omnipotence related videos, the structures around the jutsu itself, and the possibilities that pointed at other characters possibly in the story or hinted at to come within the story later on down the line that can be this mysterious new wielder of the omnipotence jutsu. It's your boy Black Chat 3, long face, skinny body. Let me know how y'all feel about it. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Holla at your boy. I'm gonna holla at y'all. Black Chat out. Yes, sir. Ski.